Feeling extreme social and performance anxiety at work. One of the things I really enjoy doing is helping people who are suffering from social anxiety, really helping them overcome that so they can perform better at work, whether it is performing at their best or just being able to have greater relationships with their coworkers or their teams. This is really a passion of mine. Now, what happens when we have social anxiety and performance anxiety at work? Well, you may experience these things where you feel like people are looking at you strange, or you have awkward moments and you think that you can read people's thoughts, and you're thinking they think that you're not very smart or not very capable of things, or you're just weird. Or when it comes to performance anxiety, maybe you have to get on Zoom calls, maybe you have to give a presentation, maybe you have to, just speak in public. And just the thought of doing that can create a lot of anxiety in you. Well, these are all, basic functions that contribute to a healthy work environment. And what can happen is if these things go unchecked, if we don't talk about them, if we don't bring some light onto them, then they can really erode the working conditions. You see, if I am feeling anxious, or if somebody else is feeling anxious and I don't realize they're anxious, I think they just don't like me. You see, it creates this sort of snowball effect where everybody is feeling uncomfortable. No one really knows what's going on. And I know that if you're experiencing performance anxiety or social anxiety, it can feel like you're the only one oftentimes. But I guarantee you, so many other people around you are having these same experiences. Maybe not as often, maybe in different circumstances, because we're all a little bit different, but we all have our own bouts with anxiety and stress. And so that's one of the things that's really important to remember, is that you are not alone. And oftentimes, what can happen is when we do have these awkward moments, we sort of collect them in our unconscious and we let them stack up and pile up. And pretty soon we're seeing the world, through a lens of, oh my gosh, I am completely socially anxious. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. And it can be very, very difficult to climb out of that. And this is where I really enjoy helping my clients. And it really comes down to understanding that you have the capacity to fall out of any of that in any moment. What do I mean by that? Well, our uncomfortable circumstances, what we think people are saying about us, our anxieties, our um, fear of giving presentations, all of these things really come down to what's going on in our mind and our nervous system. And what I love doing is helping people slow down so that they can begin to untangle all of these mental and emotional knots that we innocently have created in our minds. Once we let go of that, we're much more able to perform, we're much more able to be present. And with that comes deeper relationships, a deeper connection with our coworkers and our loved ones, and a deeper connection with ourselves.